Hey there, YouTube friends, maskedbandit here. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today. I always do appreciate it. And it is Uzuri Gardens times, which means I have Jonty. Hello.
Hello, you. Have I, been asleep? What?
No, you have not. You have not.
Did I miss an episode?
No, it's been a hell of a 2 weeks over here. And yes, there's a coaster in place, yes. We talked last time, and man, it feels like we were just talking before we started. It feels like ages ago since we've recorded one of these, but it's only been 2 weeks.
Particularly.
No,
I think we're kind of settling into this 2 weeks each kind of thing now. Because we kind of get a little bit more done, and it makes for better episodes, I think. But it feels like it's much longer, but it hasn't, right? It's been a fortnight.
Yeah, I ran into that same problem with Bro Coaster. We try to do it every week, and it's just like, well, damn, I just don't have enough to show off yet. So. And I really wanted to get a lot done. And the reason that we have no visual memory of this coaster being built is because I am so terribly self-conscious of my coaster building. It makes me nervous to build coasters on screen, either live streaming or even time-lapsing, because it's something that's not a big strength of mine. So
and you still know you're being watched, even if it's time lapse, right?
Yeah. And what I ended up doing when I build coasters is I have Kinderly on speed dial, and I just asked for his advice, and he was really helpful with the shaping, and especially this because this is a Mack. This is a Mack coaster, and they have some really specific banking that they do. And there'll be a POV at the end of this episode, and you can, hopefully, people will think I've nailed the banking. I don't, or at least gotten close to it. So,
okay, cool. Yeah. So it's a launched. I mean, so I'm not coming in completely blind. Master, we always send each other a couple of screenshots of stuff we're working on just to kind of make sure we're not doing anything mega crazy or stepping on each other's toes or anything, you know. So I had an idea that we had a coaster, but I've not really seen it sort of zoomed out like this.
Right.
I'm trying to think if I've ridden anything like this. So Icon in Blackpool, I think, is a Mack launch.
It is.
Yeah.
There's a bunch. That's the thing. I watched a whole bunch. Copperhead Strike is one of the newer ones.
Yeah.
Is Blue Fire? Is that a
Blue Fire? Might be.
It's
quite a common. There's a lot of them around. Though, right?
But they're all so different.
Also, now this has got some Cheetah Hunt vibes, but that's not Mack, right? That's
Intamin.
That's an Intamin.
The frame of mind that I was going for here is what if Mack made Cheetah Hunt? Like that's kind of what I'm going for. So we've got that. It's a triple launch coaster. It's got this unique element right at the front, right at the first launch. But it's not, because I know I wanted to do the figure eight, but you said you thought that looked really hokey. So
that kind of up the top bit, it exists, but I think it's one of those things that, like, if you hadn't seen it in real life and saw it in Planko, you'd be like, well, that doesn't look real, like it just doesn't look. It just looks crazy.
Well, this is this first element, when we see it in real time, you can judge it as harshly as you choose. It's another one that's not. I don't think it's real, but it seems plausible. Or at least it's not anything I've seen before. So I'm going completely rogue here with the layout. I tried to incorporate, like, there are certain things that a Mack coaster has. Like they all seem to have this crazy swoopy S-bend part. I tried to do that. Most of them have a few inversions, or at least some. My favorite ones that I was watching had a couple inversions. So I think this has 3 inversions. And so that's that. And the hardest part...
I love this retaining wall stuff you're doing here. It seems like you're giving yourself a bit of an aneurysm with the terrain tool. Like, this is tricky stuff to do. Yeah.
And this is after I moved the coaster. I started building it, took a picture, showed it to you, and I did oh shit, this coaster's too far away. So I had to move the whole thing, erase all the terrain, and start over. Luckily, I didn't
That's the problem with terrain, isn't it? Is it don't come with you when you move stuff.
Yeah, it's locked into place, so there's no moving. There's a look at that element. Oh, it's gone now.
Ooh, look at that.
But I put that path in. That doesn't need. We'll talk about it. But that seemed like a really good viewpoint. So we bypass all the other theming I did for the coaster. So these 2 weeks, I still don't have a station for the coaster. You might see glimpses of a custom sign for the coaster, but most of the coaster is themed and vegetated.
Vegetated is a good word. I like that.
That's the heavy theming. I also tooled around with the idea of how to incorporate the safari into this ride, but I didn't actually build any safari. So
okay.
Yeah,
because this is going to kind of edge the safari along the sort of southeast side, right?
That was always my intention. Is this is the border of the safari, kind of similar to what they do with Montu at Busch Gardens.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's we'll take a look at the coaster in depth in real time. But then I decided I wanted to try and get us over there. It still felt a little bit far away, and we had talked about a gift shop, and then I don't know if we talked about it or I just had the idea in my head for so long to do a round thatched roof. And
no, it's new to me. It looks great though.
And frick, I hate the thatching in this game. I'm sorry.
They look like I've said Weetabix before, right? They look like Weetabix.
Is that like shredded wheat?
It's no bigger, like big chunks of
big biscuits.
You can get them here in Canada, but yeah, they kind of look like they're like big pillows of wheat all smushed together.
Yeah, they do not.
People in the UK will know Weetabix, and that's exactly what they look like.
And then I tried. You can see I was trying to fiddle with making it a part of a bigger building, and I just couldn't get anything that I thought looked good. So one of the techniques I did here to help me with how to build it is I flipped the whole damn thing upside down while working on one of the wedges to get the legs in and all that, so I could see it easier, and then flipped it back over and rotated it around. I thought that was kind of
That's really good, to get some detail underneath.
Yeah, I thought that was a clever little trick there. So I decided to say screw it, keep it round, and then I actually, what you're going to see here at the here in the last little chunk, is I went online and I am now a convert of the Theme Maker's Toolkit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I downloaded some really cool custom gift shop things.
Point of sale stuff, like shelving and all that kind of stuff.
Most of the shelving units that I did are still I downloaded them from the workshop. I think M Stankow. They are still in-game assets, but I did get like a postcard dispenser and some t-shirts and t-shirt rack, and I did my light Theme Maker's Toolkit because I wanted to see how we would go. I mean, we can go full blown if you're down with it, because there's some really good stuff. There's some plushies. I think. Yeah,
there's a really good Gulpy plushie. I think was one of the earlier ones. I'll be honest with you, I kind of dived in when it came out and haven't really looked at it much since.
There's a lot of good stuff coming out recently. Yeah, Idro on Bronation has been awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, so check his stuff out on the workshop, everyone. So
okay,
I threw this gate in as more of a scenery piece to. I don't know how authentic it is, but I think it looks kind of cool. Like,
it looks good. Yeah,
and just to get you around, I didn't want to just put more buildings in that didn't need to be there. I figured we could give some room to breathe, kind of make this maybe a meeting area or something. Like a defining landmark that you can meet by. And I tried to dress this whole area up so that you didn't realize it was the back end of a restroom.
I was going to say, so this is sort of like the back end of the African village area that you'd worked on before, right?
So this African village area now makes a complete circle, or it's now surrounded by paths. So you can bypass the whole thing if you just want to go ride the coaster. And then I'm also having path go around the coaster itself. The first launch we'll see is in water, and I've dressed that up quite a bit. I tried to incorporate these cables to make it feel like it was still part of the same thing.
I'd love a couple more options on those. You know, there's like that one huge one, and that's it. You know, and then all the others are 4 meters or whatever.
Yep. And then I was gonna do the whole staff trick here, but I noticed you already had a stay put.
Yeah. So it's one of the first things I one of the first things I sort out. Yeah, is a keep still staff thing. Yeah.
Yep. So I got one. Yep. I had a hell of a time getting them to face the direction I wanted, though. That's what I'm doing here. I'm just
put them down on a path somewhere. That's it. Yeah.
And let them walk around, and then until they get to the position you want. And then this was this is almost a callback to Rollercoaster Tycoon 3. Shy Guy's custom scenery had some little counter service, and this reminded me of them quite a bit. So I don't know. Did you ever play Rollercoaster Tycoon 3?
No, for some reason I think at the time I didn't have a PC that would run it. Literally went straight from 1 and 2 to this, I guess.
Okay. Oh, there's some of the custom stuff.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I've seen that one before. Oh, I like the postcards.
Yeah,
I've not seen those
that's
before.
Idro.
Oh, they're awesome, because I made something similar to those with regular pieces, and they look really good. I'll go back and
Yeah, so it's super cool. But that's actually just about it for the time lapse. So let's hop into real time and take a better look at the main thing, because this isn't the main thing. The coaster's the main thing. So we'll hop in there. So here we are. We are in the park in Tejidcam. Oh, there it goes. There goes the coaster.
Wow, look at that. The timing.
I couldn't have timed that any better if I tried. Now let's hope we don't have a problem so we don't have to restart.
We've been what viewers don't know is we've been sat here for 6 minutes waiting for that to
Lies and half-truths. We are actually over here, if I zoom out, by the elephants. There's our little elephant temple, if you all remember that. And so I figured that was a good peeking out view of the coaster.
That looks great. That's a really good
Let's
view,
actually go ahead and start with the stuff I did leading up to it. So we're going to go this way through the market, and we'll come around the back end of the market, I think. Oh, maybe not. Yeah, we'll go this way.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? So, you wanted to see, here is some of that custom scenery. That's not custom. This is all in-game assets.
Oh, okay.
This is a workshop item. You can get this off the Steam Workshop. It's already done.
That's neat,
yeah,
right?
all this is done
really
for
good.
you. Yeah, it's creepy though.
That's great.
When the mannequins
move. Yeah. It's really good that they've just gone through and found all the small things, right?
Exactly.
So you haven't got to worry about it.
Like we were having this discussion on Bro Nation. If someone else has already put in the tedium for you, why not go for it? I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not.
If it's the kind of thing that, like, it's really difficult to describe, but the sort of serviceable stuff, I have no problem with having somebody else do it for me. You know.
Exactly. Nope. I agree. So we're gonna go ahead and swing up here. Here's kind of this area, this central area. I don't know. Maybe we'll just cover it with path covers. It doesn't bother me any. But you can see I kind of covered up the bathroom a bit here.
Yeah, that looks good. Yeah. And it needs a bit of detail on the archway there.
This is all very raw. Nothing that you're seeing from me today is actually finished. I know I've only been working for 2 weeks, but I didn't get anything actually finished. So, and here's the circular area here.
Yeah, this is really good. I didn't realize until recently looking. I've been watching a lot of stuff at the moment from. The Jurassic Park coaster, the Jurassic World coaster. Sorry, they're building at Islands of Adventure. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and there's a lot of these kind of stores there. You know, these sort of open air.
That's a big part.
I didn't quite realize how many there was until I looked into seeing that. Yeah, so I'm glad we're sort of starting to get some of these. Wow, look at the detail on those.
You
want to
know what these are? You know what these are?
So these are from your competition that you did.
These are the postcards. These are the Bro Nation Summer Bro Down qualifiers from this year. And he turned them into postcards.
That's really good.
Because it was a postcard challenge. So that's super,
that was right,
super cool.
That's
and then we have...
Although why Uzuri Gardens is selling Cedar Point postcards, I'll never know. Are we saying we're a Cedar Fair park now? Is that
we could? Why not? Sure.
We're way too heavily themed for Cedar Fair.
Now we can get a better look at these posters too.
These are really good. Awesome. These are Delay Designers parks, I think. This is a member of Delay Designers community.
Cool.
So these are all sort of screenshots from her parks, and obviously they're very photogenic parks, right? So they work really well for that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. And then you can buy your custom vases that are floating.
Floating vases. That looks good. Yeah.
That one's not. Look at that. Is that one floating?
There it is.
Oh, damn it!
All of it is for some reason.
Why?
I don't know what you've done there.
Oh, I've broken it. All right, let's go look at something that's actually better.
Oh, you can buy your nooses. Look, there you've got your nooses there.
Yeah, I got your nooses. Random. You can buy buckets. Look.
Oh yeah.
Get your official Uzuri Garden bucket.
But do you know what? It's one of those like. Like years ago in Scooby-Doo where they'd run down the corridor and the same picture would go past. Like, if it's in the background, it looks exactly what it's meant to look like until you kind of focus on it and then you go, oh, it's some rope and a bucket. You know?
Right, yeah, don't actually look at it.
Yeah, but just as you're strolling past, it looks like a gift shop. It does exactly what it needs to do.
Right.
This fence is great. I love this fence.
Thank you. I wasn't sure because it's not specifically African.
But like those triangles give it a detail. It's kind of like modern African, like like if I was going to like a nice hotel in Egypt or somewhere.
Sure,
it kind of looks like a sort of relatively like almost Art Deco-y.
Okay,
in a way, but yeah, definitely fits the theme, I think.
Thanks. Good. You'll notice the coaster is sitting here on a block break. That will not be happening once we actually. You can see like it's hard to see.
Oh yeah.
It's angled. It's not in a straightaway.
Right.
That's just to get 3 trains on it. We'll time it up once it's open so that it flows right into the. Because there's a mini hold on the launch. So, but
right,
anyway.
okay. And because you've got, like, when people are queuing up for it, it takes a lot longer, right?
Yeah. So there you go. See, so if it was running normally, it would lurch.
It wouldn't
all
come
the
out
way.
of the station so quick.
It would go. Yeah,
so
it would go to
that,
there and stop, and then off it goes.
You get the launch. That's cool.
And the coaster's name is Tamaa, which is Swahili.
Tamaa.
Yeah, Swahili for stampede.
Nice.
Yeah. So custom sign, found a cool font I liked, tried to
That's
emulate
really
it as best I could.
Like wooden planks? Like, is it meant to be like? Is that what the sort of detail is? Or is it more just like paint stripes?
I think it came across as like paint stripes. Actually, I think. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So
what have you used to do the really fine bits? Are they just like triangles?
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
triangles with the point sticking out. Yep. I was gonna try to do that goofy method that like is the oval that's moved 3 pixels off of flush so that you can get tiny, teeny pieces. But I wasn't about to spend 3 hours on this sign, so.
No. And use like 5,000 pieces.
Yeah, this is. Let's see how many this is. This one is. It's only 733.
Only.
That's a light sign. So the queue needs, obviously, we just got an idea of what's going on. I didn't get a chance to finish it, but all this will be queue, and then you'll.
And we're gonna go up and over.
Yeah, you gotta get up and over, so you'll get a nice view of the launch from here. The station will be something really cool. I don't know what it'll be, but then you'll see the launch, and there's that first, I think, signature element. So
yeah, that's good. It reminds me a little of the. Have you seen that steel curtain that's opening?
I'm not super familiar with it. I mean, I know of it, but
it's first sort of big thing. They're calling it a banana roll because it's almost kind of shaped to that. So, and it reminds me of that a little bit, like kind of sort of squished ovally kind of.
Yeah, it's a super overbank
shape,
turn, but it's not actually inverted.
Right.
You get some weird sideways hang time.
Oh yeah,
there.
look at that.
And it swirls down.
It looks great. I love the speed it goes through. Yeah. Is that any of that custom supported? Or
yes, actually, that whole.
Say it looks. Yeah,
those are. Yeah, some parts I didn't do it very much. What I tried to do is wherever the support generator would not generate the supports is where I did the custom supports.
Okay.
So, but
I love the fact that it kind of goes up and over and then just dips down to there and then that's it. It just disappears.
You don't. Well, that like in Cheetah Hunt, I've never been there, but you don't see much, do you?
No. Again, it kind of goes. It does kind of like that. Really, it goes up and over, and then I think it does go under a path.
Yeah.
And then you don't really see it again. It's such a great ride. It's really, genuinely one of my favorite coasters.
Really, I've yet to ride it. So. Well, it's the hard part here is I guess we'll just walk the outskirts, then we'll look at it from overhead and get some different views. But
okay. Oh wow, look, it's huge! Look at all that over there.
Yeah.
Wow, really? Okay. I didn't. Oh, look, it's a train.
Yeah. The train again was just to set up the idea. So let's take a look at this then. So we have my idea was the coaster is on a little cliff here. And let's zoom in a little bit. The coaster is on a cliff, and it's all this back here. And then we have a train hugging the cliff, and then in the bowl we have the safari.
Wow.
I think I think this would look really, really neat.
Even that already, I mean, obviously it needs work, but
sure.
That kind of like the green train track cliff coaster, there's just something really satisfying about that.
Thanks. I love the speed of the hail there. I think it's... I know you were all about the studio tour bus, and maybe we still do that, but I think the train along the outskirts.
Maybe a train. Yeah, maybe a train could work. The only reason I really wanted a studio bus is because it would work, as opposed to look at like Stan's Safari, for instance. As great as it looks, he's made those awesome Jeeps.
Yeah,
like they're static, Right. So I thought the studio bus is the closest thing we have to Safari Jeeps. But yeah, you could just have a train. I think Busch Gardens just has a train, right?
As far I think so.
Yeah,
it's been so long since I've been there. But the second launch is hiding in all that bramble over there, and into the Immelman. And then it heads back. So it really is just a glorified out and back. So
yeah.
So let's head up here.
Let's go.
get a good
So
view.
we've got a bit of theme in here, have we? Yeah. Oh, look at this. Yeah.
A bit of launch for you here.
Yeah.
So we're gonna walk right through here. Hopefully, no coaster decapitates us.
Uh-huh.
I downloaded I downloaded these awesome shields. One of them is
look at
actually
those.
the Uzuri shield. It's the
Oh really?
Yeah, it's that one.
It is that one there.
Yeah.
Oh, so they found the same royalty-free set of 6 shields that I did when I was doing the Uzuri logo.
But hopefully you can see how overbanked all the the crazy banking here.
Look at that. Yeah, well that's what it's all about.
Yeah, these mock coasters seem to do that, and then it just maybe a sound effect.
And cheetah hunts. Personally, my favorite element of cheetah hunt is one of those sort of like sidewinder S-bends along the water. It's really good.
I'm calling this the hippo. Like from certain angles, it kind of looks like a hippo.
Oh yeah, hippo's mouth. I can see that.
And once it sort of looked like it, I'd made it look just a little bit more without it being too on the nose.
I can see that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's cool.
I know this is really hard to see from this angle, but I wanted to get some.
Yeah, I'm kind of lost.
All right, let's zoom out. All right. So let's go take a look now. So.
Okay. Wow, look at this.
There's the coaster. So,
dude,
it starts with our signature element here, whatever we're going to call this.
Can I just say, just zoom out just a little bit and just show it with some of the other stuff, how much difference foliage makes. You know, because it looks done, doesn't it, with that foliage there? And if you come down to like the queue area and like the chimp area and stuff, it's just crazy how much
this needs a lot of TLC. Right.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I wanted to get as much of a finished product on this coaster as I could so that people could see the direction it was headed in. It still needs some detail like in this area here. But so it does this crazy stuff into the lots of trench work, lots of stuff hanging over. You can see here.
Yeah,
a lot of that stuff. And I put some don't be an idiot fencing, don't throw crap at the other train fencing.
Nice. Yeah. Do you get interaction with them?
Not particularly. I guess if there was a breakdown, you could. You get a little bit of it somewhere.
I think I noticed just over
here.
Like there. I saw them kind of cross.
Yeah, as you're turning here, you'll see this one swooping down.
Yeah. That's what I saw just before. That was really good. Mm-hmm. You know, we'll see. It's coming around again there, so we might just see that.
Hopefully, yeah. We should have one entering the launch. Yep, we'll get one right here.
There you go.
Hopefully.
This looks great. Look at that. It just looks like a big mess of metal.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah. I'm actually pretty proud of it. Like I said, I'm not a coaster. I'm not an expert at coaster design. I haven't ridden enough. Yeah, I've never ridden one of these types of coasters, so I was going strictly off of POVs. But I'm proud of it. It's probably one of my best coasters to date.
I think it looks fantastic. And personally, like, I think the level you go to is kind of the level I'm happy with as well. Like this is the kind of thing. It's not a one-for-one recreation, you know.
Right.
But this is like everything here you've done is the kind of thing you could see. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't look. It doesn't look fake.
I tried to make it like a mock coaster. I really did, as best as I could determine those were.
It's probably like if this was built, I imagine it would be considered the world's best ever one. Do you know what I mean? Like
perhaps.
It's pretty long,
like
and
I
pretty
think of,
detailed.
Is it Terran? Terran? Is that the one that's super duper themed?
That's the one that like a lot of people call like the best one in the world. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But it's quite enclosed. It's quite a small footprint.
Compact.
Right? It goes back on itself a lot and stuff. But
right.
Yeah. You know, this is like super sprawling and stuff. But it kind of reminds me a little bit of Hagrid's in that respect.
Okay.
That kind of goes. Or if you watch POVs of that really sort of spreads itself out a lot more than it probably deserves to. You know?
Right. Although I mean, it's fairly narrow in this part. I guess it's a little sprawly over here. Yeah. But I tried to make it more or less out and back. So
yeah.
But I think it's pretty good.
So the launch. So you've got the one launch there out at the station. There's one.
The second one is in here, and then there's just a little get me over launch right here.
Right.
And it's actually Kinderly, when I was building it, Kinderly said that's probably not long enough to have a block break because you couldn't get it up to speed enough. So the train would never stop there. It would Yeah. So technically there's only 2 block breaks on the track, I guess.
Okay, but that's enough to get 3 trains on.
Because there would be
you've got
one
the
here,
stations
one here,
right? Yeah.
station here. Yeah, I think so.
You've always got one pulling in.
Yeah.
So that the train, that station's not. That's just so you can put the track down.
Yeah. None of this is here. You can get rid of all this if you want.
Yeah. No, I think the curve of the track there is pretty much spot on.
Okay.
But obviously the station was just there so you could put the track down. Yeah.
Yeah, I just dug out.
I don't think there's going to be guests over there, is there?
No.
I think the station of this is probably the edge of the park.
And I figured your station over here somewhere, and then maybe it comes around this way. I mean, this is going to be massive and swings around.
It's the main. It's going to be the main thing.
Right. But I tried to make it so the slope wasn't hideous. I tried to smooth out the slope a little bit.
Yeah, no, that's good.
So it didn't look so goofy because it is quite a bit higher up here. So, yeah. So this is where most of my work went: trees, plants, terrain.
Awesome. Even terrain and everything is really spot on.
I tried to do as much as I could with actual terrain and very little with the in-game rocks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's all I got for you this time.
Oh man, it's incredible! It really is. It's some of your best work, I think.
Thank you.
I genuinely
agree.
think that,
and especially coasters. So
yeah,
thank you. I was very motivated to. Toffles would like to prove to people I can make decent coasters.
I can do a coaster. Yeah.
If
I'm dreading my one.
If you give me enough time and a direct line to people who know what they're doing, I can,
Yeah, I need to get Kindle. Can you pass me Kindley's number?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I guess
it's really good work.
Thanks. So I guess we should ride it at the end, huh?
Yeah, sure. If you think it's near it, it's done enough, right?
Oh yeah, you get the cool parts for sure. But we'll do that after we do our sign off. So.
Okay, cool.
What are you doing
for that then?
Yeah. What are you going to be doing?
I'll be honest with you. It's not as flashy, but. It's something that needs doing. I'm basically going to go and redo what I did last time. So...
I am missing a whole bunch of stuff here.
Oh, so you are. That's weird.
Oh, man.
That's fine. It's getting redone anyway, so it's not a problem. But yeah, I'm basically going to go... based on feedback from the last time, and then also I'll be honest with you, I just wasn't really happy with it. Sometimes, what you've got in your head... Mm-hmm. You just can't get out into the game, you know.
Oh, I know.
And by the time I kind of realized it was Friday and we were recording, so I kind of ran with it. And there's bits I'm happy with. I like the island. Mm-hmm. I like the idea of that, but I just want to kind of go back to the drawing board with it. This large building that is very often used in most zoos, it isn't right for Uzuri. It isn't themed enough. So I'm going to go back to I found a really good one in Australia.
Oh, okay.
To Goda Zoo, I think it's called off the top of my head. Sure. Got loads of stuff saved. And what they do, rather than having this sort of sheer face that chimps can't do anything with, they have almost like a path into the area, so they can sort of really control the path more than having to have this sort of big face that they can't. Oh yeah, the statues are gone and everything. Look, that's really weird.
Oh geez, yeah.
I might.
You must have sent me an older version.
Yeah, I might save them off the one I've got before because I'll be reusing bits of it.
Okay.
But yeah, basically, I want to have another go at chimps, and also now we've got that coaster. That's going to be the exit path there? You've got there on the here.
Yeah, and so you can move it wherever you'd like.
That. No, I think where it is good, but it gives me an edge to work up to.
Okay. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so I
cut
might
all this off. I think we can just stop here at this point.
Yeah, I might even that sort of long path that I've got at the back there, that might come away. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
And then the final sort of area we're working towards can be sort of the maybe the south bit. Yeah, kind of fill that bit up.
Yeah,
that's kind of what I'm thinking. Yeah,
okay.
But the chimp area ended up too big. And it ended up, not themed enough. So yeah, I'm gonna go back and really just have a second pass and try and hold myself to a higher standard that I think people have kind of expecting from us now with Uzuri. You know, I think both of us have had some real sort of strokes of creativity here. I think we're looking at one of yours right now.
Well, to be fair, this took 3 or 4 attempts. I had half of a layout, 3/4 of a layout, and then I delete the whole damn thing. I mean, that I work the same. Like I don't know. Like it takes me sometimes 2, 3, 4 different drafts before I'm willing, and that's why I work.
And I
so
think
slow.
that's what I need to try to get him the mindset of because I've come from like a background where I'm like I need 20 minutes every week, and I kind of think no, do you know what? I'm going to do it till it's right as opposed to do it until I've got enough for a video.
Well, it's hard though, because sometimes, and then sometimes that gels real nicely, and it's like I was clearly very inspired, but however, I don't want to touch this for another week or two. So
yeah, you're done for a bit.
Yeah, I burnt myself on this for a bit. So,
so I think I'm going to go back. Oh, so you go. Sorry,
I'll say there's one more thing I want to show off, but go ahead. Whatever you were going to say.
No, I was just going to say, I think I'm going to go back and have another go at that, and maybe have a better go at the birds. People have pointed out that there are some birds on the workshop now. There's a toucan and there's another parrot. So going to go back and sort of give them a bit of a bit more of a deserving area.
Well, then I guess I'm glad that it didn't carry over.
Yeah.
I was going to say and it's totally not a big deal at all, but. One of the things watching Mike is back with his Nagali episodes.
Oh, aren't you loving it? It's great.
It's awesome to have him making content again. But in his most recent one, he talked about what he did with the pond, and he put liner under the pond.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is liner to make it look a little more blue and make it look a little more artificial rather than
a little bit more man-made,
And it's large, but I mean, my thought is it's going to be, if it's not this fencing, we're going to have rocks or something around it to make it look really artificial. Maybe a fountain right here to keep water moving so stuff doesn't grow. Although
that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. So cool. I'm excited to see whatever direction you take this in. For our chimps.
I definitely think it needs another pass. I'm tempted to have a redo right from the edge of the balloon ride. I think the balloon ride's good.
I love the balloon ride.
And I'm happy with that where it is. I think that's worked out perfectly. But I'm not happy with that other entrance to the village. That's just kind of there. So I think maybe even like taking the path around the edge of the balloon ride instead. That's it. Yeah,
do whatever you think is best.
And I think basically that whole area is going to get ripped out and we have a second pass at it and do a better quality, something that is more expected of us from Uzuri. I think it needs.
I think that sounds great. I think that'll be awesome. You could even swing the house around, maybe. Yeah, that'll be good.
Also, how does it sit with the coaster behind it as well? Because I don't want to cover that. Because that's such a great skyline. Like if you sort of come in from this area, it's
from here.
You don't want that big building covering up that awesome. Yeah, so I think you're okay for the most part, aren't you?
I think so. Yeah, because even where it's at right now, it's fine. And you can pretty much see it. The time you're
going to lose it is right up when you get up
and
close
even then,
to there.
Even then, you can see the station at this point. So I don't think it's going to harm anything. I think you put it wherever you want. So all right. Well. I guess that's going to do it for us this episode, eh?
Yeah,
All right, so...
You're speaking Canadian for me there, eh?
Hey, boots. Well, they don't say that. What is it? What's the one that they... you said they were... Sorry. Yeah, they said they... Oh, you're right! Oh, my gosh! I work with someone from Canada, and everything you say, sorry. No, stop it! Not everything you need to be sorry about. Every single thing. Yeah. That's funny. All right.
I was in the elevator the other day, and a lady got in with her dog, and genuinely, the dog sort of came over to have a sniff like they do, and I'm fine with dogs; it's all good. But genuinely, she said, "Oh, he's a dog. Sorry." It's like you can't just apologise for the fact he's a dog.
That's hilarious.
He can't help being a dog. That's so Canadian.
Well, I'm glad. It sounds like you're adjusting well. So.
Yeah, we're getting there.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for us here for Uzuri. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. Leave some feedback below. What do you think about the coaster? Wait till after you ride it and let me know what you think. However, know that it's not changing. So you you can tell me whatever you want, but it's not. I'll stock it away for next time I build one of these. So
one thing I will ask actually for feedback is how would you feel about the safari being a train ride and not like the studio tour look like trucks? Would you be okay with that? Because I wasn't convinced, but seeing it now, I really think it could work and also be logistically easier for us as well, to be honest. So let us know how you'd feel about that.
Cool. Well, we'll see what happens. Yeah, that'd be some great feedback. So, and always, if you haven't already, consider subscribing so you don't miss any of the even number Uzuri Gardens. And make sure you're subscribed to Jonty for all the odd ones, plus all of his other awesome content. So
they're very odd. Very
odd. So with all that, have yourself a great day, great night, great whatever. And I'll see all you guys for the next episode of Uzuri Gardens. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.